Of course, she was the love of my life. Leah, bold, outgoing, armed with a smile that could light up a dead city block and a wit that snapped like fireworks, was magnetic. She could step into any room, even the dullest, and somehow ignite it. When fate led us to cross paths at a wedding more than a decade ago, it didn't feel like a coincidence. It felt destined, like I'd just opened a chapter in a fairy tale I never realized I was part of. 2 years later, we were married. We bought a cozy little house tucked into the suburbs, worked ourselves into exhaustion, and 5 years into that union, our Sophie was born, our precious, unexpected miracle. I wasn't just some decent husband or average father. I gave it my all. All the late nights at work, the missed nights out with my friends, the constant grind. It never felt like a burden. Not when it meant I could create a safe and loving home for my family. I believed Leah appreciated every bit of it. I thought we were a team. I believed we were happy. But trust, when given blindly, is dangerous. It's not the cracks you watch for that destroy you. It's the ones you don't see as you step through them that break everything apart. It didn't start with a bang. No dramatic shift. Just tiny changes. Leah began dressing up more, especially when she was heading out, even if it was just to the gym. She joined a gym far from our neighborhood. Her new me time, she claimed. Naturally, I supported it. I wanted her to feel good in her skin. But soon, she started coming home later than usual. Then came the cryptic texts and hushed calls, laughter that sounded rehearsed, and a phone that was suddenly glued to her side like a secret too delicate to let go. Still, I didn't want to morph into that guy, the suspicious, jealous husband who reads too much into shadows. But something in me stirred, a primal instinct, a cold, creeping unease I couldn't shake. One night, I was walking down the hallway past the bathroom when I heard her. Whispering, soft laughter, a giggle that didn't belong to a school friend. When she emerged, her surprise was forced. "Just a friend from school," she said, with eyes too wide and a smile stretched too tight. My stomach twisted into a knot I couldn't untangle. I needed answers, not assumptions, evidence. So that spring, I did the unthinkable. I hired a private investigator. It tore me apart to even consider it. I felt like a villain in my own story, a stranger creeping through his own life. But when the PI handed me that folder, stuffed with time-stamped photos, receipts, and indisputable proof, I didn't feel triumphant. I felt like a corpse. There she was, Leah, my wife, entwined in the arms of a man I'd never seen before, a fitness trainer from her gym. They were laughing, smiling, smiles I hadn't seen in years, not aimed at me. I stared at those pictures for what felt like hours, as though the life I knew had been overwritten by a version I never got to live. I confronted her, quietly. I laid the photos in front of her. She didn't even put up much of a fight. For a brief second, denial danced on her lips. But it was no match for the truth. Her shoulders dropped. Her voice softened. I didn't want it to end like this. Within a week, she packed her things and left. 2 weeks after that, I was served divorce papers. She claimed we'd grown apart, pretended we were being mature. And then to her circle, she rewrote the script. How cold I had become, how distant. I didn't try to correct her. I didn't chase the truth. I was too drained to care. But one thing didn't sit right with me. Sophie, our daughter, or so I'd believed. We were sitting in a tense court session, arguing over child support, when Leah slipped. Well, I mean, He knows he's not really her dad, she said, almost casually. My lawyer stopped breathing. I froze in place. Her face turned crimson. I didn't mean that, she stammered. I just meant, biologically, it's complicated. And in that instant, my world collapsed. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just walked out of the room. That night, with trembling hands and a heart in tatters, I ordered a DNA test. I had Sophie for the weekend. She giggled as I collected her swab, thinking we were playing a fun science game. I shook the entire time. I hoped, no, begged, that it was a misunderstanding. 2 weeks later, the results came. 0% paternity. I sat in my car, staring at the paper, lost in a timeless void. I thought of bedtime stories, birthday candles, scraped knees, and I love you, Daddy. And all of it, every sacred moment, came crashing down. She wasn't mine, not by blood. But in every other way, she was my entire world. And Leah had known. She let me live a lie for 7 years. Still, I didn't explode. I didn't throw things. I turned ice cold, not out of malice, but resolve. I didn't want vengeance. Not really. I just wanted her to feel it, to understand the gravity of her betrayal. Then came the golden opportunity. A mutual friend mentioned Leah was throwing a big party downtown, a divorce celebration, a freedom bash. She was there with her new love, parading him around, talking about her fresh chapter. Naturally, I wasn't invited. But I didn't need an invitation. I had something better. I printed the DNA results. Neat, clean, official. 1 copy for her. 1 for him. Extras, just in case. I walked into that party in a suit. Calm, unshaken, heads turned. Her smile withered the second she saw me. Her new man clung to her side. "What are you doing here?" she snapped, trying to sound strong. "I brought a gift," I replied, handing her the envelope. She scoffed, opened it. Her eyes scanned the title page, and her face drained of all color. She looked like she'd seen a ghost. "You tested her?" she whispered. "I had to know," I said. "You never gave me the truth." Her boyfriend grabbed a copy. His face contorted as he read it. Then he turned to her. "You told me she was his." "I thought she was," she cried. "Until when?" I asked. "When really did you find out?" She said nothing. The boyfriend stepped back. "You lied to both of us." And then he walked out, without another word. The room was frozen. Phones hovered. Whispers rippled like wind through tall grass. Leah sat motionless, staring at the pages like they were burning holes through her palms. I turned, walked out, never glancing back. That night, she called. I let it ring. Then she texted, then emailed. "You destroyed me," she wrote. "You didn't have to humiliate me like that." Eventually, I replied, "You lied for 7 years about who fathered a child. I think I went easy." She tried to weaponize the truth, filed for full custody, argued I wasn't the biological father. But the court saw past her tricks. I had raised Sophie. I loved her. DNA didn't erase that. The judge agreed. From there, it all unraveled for Leah. Friends drifted away. Her boyfriend ghosted her. Her shiny new life burned to the ground. I redirected my focus to Sophie. She never knew the full story. She was too young. Someday, I'll tell her. And I'll tell her this, that I chose her every single day. That she was, and always will be, my daughter, no matter what. She still calls me Daddy, still races into my arms after school. And every time she does, I know in my bones I made the right choice. Not in exposing Leah, but in protecting my daughter from the devastation her mother left behind. And in the end, it wasn't just Leah's face that froze in that bar that night. It was the lie. Finally, forever, the end.